Ram Vishnu Paramahansa Prabhupada Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudírate Nashtapreshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, verse number 18. So those who have the smartphones can take up the verse. Ko va mushriyangri sarojareno Visamarutam ishitapamam vijigrahan Yo vispurad bruvitapena bhume Bharani bharamakritna tena triyas chakra Krishna Kovamushangre sarojarenam Vismartum ishita puman vijigran Yo vispurad bruvi vitpena bhume Bharam kritta kritna tena nirishchika Kovamushangre sarojarenam Vishmartum ishitapuman vijigran Yo vispurda bruvitapena bhume Bharam kritna tena tirishchakka. So, Prabhuji's. ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं ददाति स्वं वदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपत्कमलं श्रीगुरैर्न वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साकृष्टं सहगं रघुनाथवितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सर्वभूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगं ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभक्ष कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So word meanings and translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So please repeat me after me the word meanings. Kaha, who else? Va, either. Amushya, the lords. Angrehe, feet. Saroja Renu, dust of the lotus. Vis amrutam, to forget. Ishita, may be able. Puman, person. Vijigran, smelling. Ya, one who. Vishpurat, expanding. Bhruvitapan, by the leaves of the eyebrows. Bhuma, of the earth. Bharam, the burden. Krit antena, by death blows. Trishchakra, executed. So please repeat the translation after me. Who after smelling the dust of his lotus feet, even once, could ever forget it? Simply by expanding the leaves of his eyebrows, Krishna has given the death blow to those who were burdening the earth. So here we are listening to Shukdev Goswami. He is speaking and he is telling about that how Krishna is so powerful. Yesterday we heard about the pastime of Krishna, how in his Gurukul he repays the debt to his spiritual master. So it was wonderful to hear about how Krishna sets an example before us, how a spiritual master must be served, how he should be. We cannot repay the debt. We cannot repay our debt, what we owe to Srila Prabhupada or to our own spiritual masters, respectively. But we can take it from the Supreme Lord himself, that how he serves his spiritual master. Though he is not under the material, material world does not affect him, he is out of it. Ajanma, he says, I am Ajanma. Karam chame, janam karam chame, divyam. So I am a divyam. So here, again, Shukdev Goswami has been giving his glories here. And it's a conversation with Vidura and Uddhava. And then he speaks here, who after smelling the dust of his lotus feet, even at once could ever forget it? So Krishna is so powerful. Even one has smelled the lotus feet of the dust of his lotus feet, they cannot forget him. We know the story of Madana Mohan, we know so many pastimes we have. So once those who go and have darshan of Krishna, while those who are in the Vrajadham, and they have darshan of this pastimes where Krishna performed his pastimes even, they will get enchanted. We have many stories that come up. So here he says, it's in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, Lord Krishna cannot be accepted as one of the human beings. Even though he played the role of an obedient son, his actions were so extraordinary that by the simple raising of his eyebrows, he could deliver death blows to those who were burdening the earth. So Krishna tells the purpose of his coming here to this planet. He says to them, Smritya Loka, why did I come? Why do I appear here? Paritanai sadhuna, vinashaya dushkrita. So he comes only for the sadhakas, the sadhus, the pure devotees of him. He comes for their protection. He relieves, Prabhupada writes in that even with he can give death blows to those who are burdening the earth by the movement of his eyebrows, the leaves of his eyebrows. So in the scriptures, I'll go through with you where it is described about what he can do with his eyebrows. Even every ang of Krishna, every body part of Krishna is transcendental. He is transcendental. So he can, like we offer bhoga to him, so he eats with his eyes. He doesn't need to eat with his hands like us. He is transcendental, he is the divine power behind everything. So there is a mention of his eyebrows in many, many verses, in many, many scriptures. What his eyebrows can do. So it says here, above even the humor of love between Krishna and his parents is the relationship of conjugal love. We all know that. The Madhura Rasa is the topmost. The conjugal love pastimes are the topmost. Even above the pastimes with his parents. This is exhibited between the Lord and the young gopis in different ways. Glancing, moving the eyebrows, speaking very sweet words, and exchanging smiles. So the movement of eyebrows play a great deal of a part during the conjugal love, during the Madhura Rasa. So when the pastimes are happening between the gopis, the eyebrows play a vital part. So it says here, the glancing, moving of the eyebrows, and they're exchanging smiles. All the women in the three worlds where death is inevitable, the heavenly, middle and lower planets, are very easily available to Krishna because his curved eyebrows are so attractive. So it says here in the three lokas, death is inevitable. Everybody has to die. And here, what is easily available? The easily available is that his eyebrows are so attractive that once one person sees, because Krishna word, what does it literal meaning is? All attractive. Krishna means all attractive. He can attract you immediately. He has that power. Once you have his darshan sincerely from your heart, he can pull you. Once you listen about him, he pulls you. He attracts you so much that then it's difficult to leave him. So it says here that his eyebrows are so attractive. Moreover, he is always served very faithfully by the goddess of fortune. So by the goddess of fortune, we all know, Lakshmi is always at his lotus feet. So Bilva Mangal Thakur says, I am eagerly waiting to see that boy of Vrindavan, whose bodily beauty is captivating the whole universe, whose eyes are always bounded by black eyebrows and expanded like lotus petals. So Bilva Mangal Thakur says, I am always waiting to see that attractive boy and waiting to see the movement of his eyebrows. And they expand like lotus petals. Every part of Krishna is actually compared to the lotus petals. So Kamal, the Kamal flower is so auspicious. You know, the lotus is so auspicious. The lotus, it blooms where does it bloom? It blooms in the muddy water. It blooms there in the dirty muddy water, it blooms there. But yet, it does not touch it. It is much above it. It's there. It's beauty and it's most beautiful. So when we go to the temples and gurdwaras and the mosque even, what you see on the top of the dome, it's in the shape of what? It's in the shape of a lotus. These places are the places of wisdom. These places are the places where the glorification happens for the Supreme Lord. So these places don't touch the material world, the dirt of the material world. They are much above than the dirt of the material world. So that's why with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we find these places all over the world where we get the knowledge. In whichever city, whatever place you go, you find these temples there full of purity, austerity. You can experience the austerity there. Once you enter, you get attracted to Krishna. No matter which part of the world you are from. Once I was preaching in Pakistan, I have friends there, they are Muslims. So I told them, they visit different places of the world. I said, why don't you take the membership of ISKCON? It'll be easy for you to stay in the temples. And they're asking me, the temple authorities don't mind if a Muslim stays there? I said, of course not. We are very regular. We welcome you. You come there, you can have prasad, So I said, food, you can eat food there, you can have accommodation, you can eat food, just become a member of ISKCON. So one of my cousins was there and he said, don't get enticed by her. She's enticing you. I said, I'm not enticing you. We welcome everybody. So it's like that. And I'm so fortunate that I have a group of Muslim boys with me from Lahore. And they once, during these COVID times, they requested me to give a discourse on the pastimes of Krishna with them. And they said they would publicize it on their channels, on the social media there. And they made the flyer. I even did not, they said, you don't need to make a flyer, we'll make the flyer. They made a flyer, beautiful picture of Krishna stealing butter, and they gave the mesmerizing stories of Lord Krishna. They gave the heading. And then it was publicized on their social media, and then I went live on the Zoom from here, and it was live on their Facebook as well. And many people from Lahore, Rawalpindi, they were watching it. Many Muslims were watching. I got the comments, in the live chat was going on, I was getting the comments. And in fact, a journalist from BBC noticed it. And she has a counterpart in India, in our temple, one of our devotees, senior devotees, his daughter works in BBC, Hindi BBC. And she got the information from there that one of your Matajis from here, she was giving a class in Lahore about Krishna's pastimes. And thus how the social media has made it so small, the world has become so small. But prior to that, Srila Prabhupada made the world so small. So it is that wherever Krishna attracts, that's what I'm saying, Krishna attracts everybody. Whether you're from any religion, anywhere you're in the part of the world you are, Krishna attracts you. And likewise, Krishna's devotees attract others because Krishna empowers them. Krishna empowers the pure devotees of the Lord like Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada was so much empowered that he just sat under the Tompkins tree and he's doing a Tompkins Park in the under a tree, and he is just playing his kartal and mridang and chanting the glories of the Lord, singing the Mahamantra. And he attracts so many that in future they become his disciples. And they become they perform so much of austerity that they become the pure devotees of the Lord. So this is what the power that Krishna has. So if Krishna's devotees have so much of power, what about Krishna? He can just, with his glance, with the movement of his eyebrows, he can do wonders. So here it says, there are many more things, I will just read few of them. I've got many quotes about his eyebrows where it says, when he is fully decorated and stands with his body curved in three ways, he's the Tribhanga, he stands in three different curved shapes. And his eyebrows always moving and his eyes so attractive, the gopis become enchanted. Because his eyebrows are so beautiful, his eyes are so beautiful. And the gopis, by just seeing his eyes, they get enchanted. When Krishna saw Radharani standing just behind a bush of many creepers, immediately his beautiful eyebrows moved just like lightning towards her. When Mother Yashoda once saw him in the middle of Kumara age, he scattered his hairs while touching his eyebrows and his eyes was restless. So Yashoda is seeing with his the hair dropping, curly hair on his forehead, and his eyes are hidden and his eyebrows are moving and eyes are restless. So this pastimes, these are so beautiful that even the Granth Sahib quotes them. It says, Kamala Nayana Madhura Bana Kota Sanga Sain Shobhama Yashoda Jise Kahte Hai Dahi Pata Khai Ji. It talks again of Kamala Nayana Madhura Bana. So it again talks about his eyes and eyebrows. It begins with that. So his eyes are so important, his eyebrows are even more important than that. They're curved in such a way that they give, it says, death blows those who are burdening this earth. Who are burdening these earths? The persons who burden this earth are the atheists, the karmis, the jnanis. They burden this earth. They need to be attracted towards Krishna. Once Krishna moves his eyes and eyebrows, they get attracted. That is the power. Kamala Nayana Madhura Bain. It says, beautiful lotus-like eyes and the beautiful smile he has. Kamala Nayana Madhura Bain, Kota Sanga Sainasho. And he is one among the millions. He is the one among the millions and millions who is so handsome, so beautiful. So, Kamala Nayana Madhura Bain, Kota Sanga Sainasho. Sometimes the English fails to give those words, what we have in our language. It says, Shobh, wo shobhate hain. Among the millions and millions, he is the one who usme shobha paade. He is the one. He is the one all attractive. So Kamal and Anna Madhura Bayana Kota Sang Saina Shobha Ma Yashoda jise kahta hai dahi baat khai jiyo. And he is the one whom Mother Yashoda is coaxing, she's pestering, have dahin bhat. She's running after him with the dahin bhat. And he's moving and running and she is after, and it says Yashoda is pretty heavy. And she's running behind that toddler Krishna and she gets tired. We know the Damodar Leela so well. When she gets tired, what happens? And then Krishna sees his mother is so tired, then he gives in. He lets her catch him. And when he's caught, he's gonna be tied to the okhal now, grinder, mortar. So he will be tied. She brings the rope. With one hand she's holding Krishna, other hand grabs the rope. And he's got a tiny waist. She goes around his tiny waist and around the mortar. But the rope is shortened by 2 fingers. She grabs more ropes. With one hand she's twisting the rope and making another knot into it. Krishna is watching everything with his eyes restless and with his eyebrows going here and there, and he's watching what his mother is up to. He can get it, he can free himself immediately, he doesn't need anybody. But then he's letting it happen. And then all the gopis are peeping inside her courtyard. They are watching what is happening and they are very happy today Krishna is gonna be tied today. And then she tells them, go grab the ropes from your homes. And everybody is bringing ropes and attaching and making it bigger and bigger. But always the rope goes smaller by 2 fingers. So Krishna's pastimes are very beautiful. So briefly I will say, why the 2 fingers? The acharyas tell us, why always it was 2 fingers short? The first finger denotes our effort. Our effort in catching Krishna. Yashoda was running after him to catch him. So this denotes for us, we have to run after Krishna to catch him. To get that sidelong glance, to get that movement of the eyebrows. Now when you take darshan, the darshan starts from his lotus feet. When you reach the eyes, just pay more attention to his eyebrows and his eyes, that it can kill all the demons inside. And the first finger denotes that we have to run after him. We have to give the service. We have to serve. We have to serve the spiritual master, that is serving Krishna. We cannot directly serve him. So that's why we have the Pranam Mantra of our Guru Maharaj and the Pranam Mantra of Srila Prabhupada. Because we have to go through the parampara. We cannot just go like that. So the first finger denotes that we have to run after him to catch him. And the second finger denotes his mercy. His mercy will come. We have to have that eagerness, that longing. Rupa Goswami says, have the greed in you. You have to pay one price to get Krishna. There is only one price. You don't have to give anything more. Just one prize you have to give. And that one prize is extreme greed, longing. Longing to have Krishna, longing to serve Krishna. That longing has to be there. That I want to serve the Supreme Lord. And the scriptures, like the yesterday's shloka came before today's shloka, And yesterday's verse, why was it important? The service to the spiritual master is important. If you want this sidelong glance, if you want Krishna to bless you, you've got to have the mercy of the spiritual master. And that's why that anecdote, the yesterday's pastime, was very important for us. That the spiritual master is the most important person in our life. The Gurbani, the Granth Sahib says, Gur Sevete Thakur Jane. Those who have served their spiritual master will know the Krishna. Otherwise it's very difficult to know Krishna. Nobody can know Krishna. Krishna is known by his own mercy. And his mercy comes to you when you get the mercy of the spiritual master. When the spiritual master is pleased, you get the mercy. So these pastimes are they are enlightening, they give us a lot of energy, they boost our morale. And we know Krishna killed many demons. The next verse coming, I won't take that story because tomorrow's story will be taken. That's the Shishupal, how he's going to be killed now. So Krishna killed the burden on this planet. He killed many asuras. Krishna is actually, it says, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful than Krishna? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. He is merciful than Krishna. Krishna Krishna killed all the demons. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transformed the demons into devotees. We are all demons. We all have demonic qualities. We have still in us. But we always need the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because if we ask from Krishna, he is going to kill us immediately. He will slay us. But we need the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That he blesses us and the demons in our heart, we become the devotees of the Supreme Lord. You see, when it says here, when Ramji was here, the demons were way apart by ocean. The devotees were here and the demons were ocean apart. We say the Lanka. So Lanka had all the demons and the devotees were here. So they were ocean apart. And then gradually when Dwapar Yuga came, what happened? The distance lessened, shortened. Krishna was in Gokul and Kansa was in Mathura. The distance became shorter. When Kali Yuga came, no distance left. In one person only both the things were there. Sometimes a devotee, sometimes a demon. And the demon always overpowers. So because the mind is actually mind becomes our enemy when it takes us away from Krishna. So this is how it is. In Kali Yuga, we have the demonic qualities and the divine qualities both in us. It is up to us what qualities we want to manifest, what qualities we want to upbring. It is all on us. So we should be actually working hard to get the divine qualities manifested in us. So it is always said, it is not that we say, I'll become humble today, I'll become honest today, I'll become truthful today. It becomes a part of your character, that how you are. So one does not say, I'll be humble today. All the qualities, divine qualities, when manifested in him, will make him humble, will make him full of humility. So once Yudhishthira and the Pandavas and the Kauravas were under Dronacharya, they were all in his Gurukul. And once Dronacharya said to Yudhishthira and everybody, all of them, he said, you have to learn the lesson that you all will not be angry. You learn this lesson and come back to me. In few days' time, I'm going to ask you, have you learned your lesson well? So everybody said, oh yes, I will not be angry, I will not be angry. And Dronacharya, after a few days, he asked, have you learned your lesson, all of you? The Kauravas said, yes, we have learned the lesson. The Pandavas, except the Yudhishthira, or everybody else is saying, oh, I have learned it. Yudhishthira says, I haven't learned it. Few days more pass by. Dronacharya calls Yudhishthira again and says, have you learned your lesson, that you won't be angry? He said, no, I haven't. Dronacharya says, why come you are taking so long to learn this simple lesson? He says, the day I will stop being angry, that will be the day when I have learned the lesson. How can I say I have learned the lesson? So Dronacharya said, yes, this is like, he is the most truthful person in the world. That's Yudhishthira. So it is like, should be with us. We should learn our lesson so well. We say, oh, I'm humble, I'm your humble servant, we write. And we never mean it. From our heart, we never mean it, that I'm your humble servant. The person whom you're writing here, I'm your humble servant. If he says, you do this, immediately you say, sorry, I can't do this. It's very difficult for me. So what is this? This is the hypocrisy that we should actually be barred from that. We should actually take this out of our hearts. So we have to be, it says, we have to have the mercy of the Supreme Lord to get these qualities manifested in us. They will appear on their own in us. Krishna says that. That is why this Trinadapi Sunichena Tarurapi Sahishna Manina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. If you are chanting the holy name of the Lord always, sincerely, you will become humbler than the blade of grass. You will become tolerant more than a tree, and you will become devoid of your false ego. If you are chanting the holy name of Krishna all the time, and vice versa even, if you keep on chanting, and you will become like this, and if you become like this, then only you will get the pure name of the Supreme Lord. This is both ways. We have to try very hard Shri Gurudev always says, Guru Maharaj always says, get this verse tied around your neck. Never forget this verse. It is one of his favorite verses. So this is how it is, because Krishna kills all the demons. This verse is in itself is there that with his movement of his eyebrows, he actually unburdens the earth by killing so many demons, giving death blows, and he delivers the world. The demon he killed, the first demon was a she demon, and that was Putana. Putana, all the demons, actually they represent something. They represent the demonic qualities in us. That is why they are demons. When I gave the class with the devotees, with these boys in Pakistan, so I narrated the pastimes of Krishna, all these pastimes, where Krishna killed all the demons. And what these demons, they represent. So that they wrote back to me, they said, we have never heard of this. We have never heard this kind of, like how you can relate Krishna to all the demonic qualities being killed by him. They said, we have never heard like this. And this is all the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He made us understand this through the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna killed Putana. Putana is the dupliciousness in us. We have dupliciousness. We are hypocrites. We are, in the garb of a devotee, we might be carrying a lot of grudges. We might be criticizing. We might be doing so many demonic things. So Prabhupada says, transform your lust into love for Krishna. You have to come out of this dupliciousness. And when Putana, this is why Krishna tells us that kill the Putana in you. The first thing in the devotee's life is kill the Putana in you. Because Putana is representing the dupliciousness. Putana is sent by Kansa to kill Krishna, to kill all the babies, and she comes with, on her breast, she puts poison and she comes. And she's got this so much of a demonic, she's a demon and she's got the demonic qualities at the topmost. And she wants to kill, but yet she dresses up like a beautiful lady. She transforms into a very beautiful awestruck. They forget to do the work. They're looking, even the ladies of the village, they are all awestruck. They are looking at her, they are thinking, oh, she's some devi, she has come. And she's walking like a beautiful damsel and everybody is enchanted by her beauty. She walks, the way is open for her. She walks into the courtyard of Nanda Baba. And there Yashoda has got Krishna in her lap. And she says, she puts her hand like this. She doesn't need to speak even, Putana. And Yashoda gives the baby to her. She's not giving the baby when Shivji comes dressed up as he's mendicant. He's dressed up with all the ashes on his body and with his jatas and all. When he comes and he asks for the baby, Yashoda does not give. She says, I cannot give my baby, he will get scared, he will cry if he goes to you. And here when Putana, dressed up in such a beauty, she comes, and she's a fake beauty. And when she comes, Yashoda never asks questions even, and she places the baby in her arms. She carries Krishna out. Nobody is saying anything. Everybody says, oh, how beautiful she is. She carries Krishna outside in her arms. She tries to breastfeed Krishna. And when she tries to, Krishna knows everything, who she is. We may hide from Krishna, but Krishna is seated in our hearts as Paramatma. He knows everything. He knows what we are, if we are, what personality we are. He knows all. So he knew who she is. And when she tries him to suck her breast, he pulls the life out of her and she dies. And when she dies, she comes into her Asli Savarupa, the real what she was. So when Krishna enters our heart, all the dupliciousness goes away. We become the pure devotee of the Lord. But till then, we have to beg the mercy of Krishna to please be seated in our heart. Please come to our heart. So that is how those 8 shlokas of Shikshashtakam, begin with the cleansing of the heart and ends with that is the Atma Nivedan, that is the surrender. The 8th verse in itself tells us that is surrender. That is how we must surrender. That other than Krishna, there is nobody in our lives. We are just surrendered to Him. Whether He keeps us in whatever situation, whatever it is, We are always His and He is always ours. So this is how, there are many other incidents where Krishna had lots to talk about. I think so it's already 8:45, it's going. So this is how Krishna relieves the earth, Mother Earth, the burden of such people, those who are demons. So we have to become the devotees of the Lord. That's what our sincere prayers are. So these all verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, they actually teach us that how we can surrender to the Supreme Lord. And today's, it's beautiful. It says here, who after smelling the dust of his lotus feet, even once could ever forget it. Simply by expanding the leaves of his eyebrows, Krishna has given a death blow to those who are burdening the earth. So Krishna relieves the earth. Because this place, he says, I have come only for my devotees. And devotees, he says, I'm here because you have forgotten me. He says, you are all my part and parcel. You have forgotten me. That is why you are suffering in this world. And I come to actually revive that relationship between you and me. So when we chant, we revive our relationship. Likewise, I was quoting from the Granth Sahib, it says there, Kamanayana Madhur Vaina Kota Sangha Saina Sho, Ma Yashoda Jise Kahata Hai Dahi Bata Khai Jiyo. Ad Sat Shri Nivas. So here we are talking about, even we just, as I spoke, the Lakshmi is residing. So Ad Sat Shri Nivas, Shri is Lakshmi. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita clearly, because Bhagavad Gita contains his Nam, Roop, Gun. Bhagavatam contains Nam, Roop, Gun and Leelas. So, he tells in the Bhagavad Gita, Lakshmi resides where I reside. Where I am, Lakshmi is there. He says, victory and Lakshmi both will be there where I am. And yet we don't trust him. So here in the Gurbani when it says, Ad Sat Shri Nivas, Adi Puruk Sada Tuhi Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. You are the Vaheguru. And Ad Sat, you are the absolute truth. That is the Ad Sat. You are the absolute truth. Lakshmi resides at your lotus feet, and you are the Adi Purush. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. You are the most ancient man. Krishna is the most ancient, and yet the newest, the youngest. And even the same, the Gurbani says, Nava Niroya. He is the latest, the youngest, and yet he is the Adi. Krishna is always contradictory. Everywhere he is contradictory. Krishna Adi Sata Shri Nivas Adi Puruk Sada Tuhi Vaheguru Vaheguru. So he is the person whose name should be glorified and who should be chanted throughout the world, throughout the three planets. It says, Tino Lokamem, he should be the one who should be glorified. So that's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's Krishna, that he can actually manage everything just with his eyes even, with his eyebrows, not with eyes, even with the movement of his eyebrows. He can enchant us, he can entice us, and he can attract us. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Srimad Bhagavad Mahabharani ki jai. So any question anybody has, they can ask me. And we will end this session. I was told it's 8:45 we end.
Yesterday class, Mother, you told there is a devotee, demon is devil. Devotee cannot be demon, demon cannot be devotee. But
Today they come in the heart, both of them are there.
But today we say both are there.
Yes.
And also saying, even most advanced devotee can fall afflicted by the demoniac quality.
Yes, that can happen anytime. That's why we need the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Jadai Madhai, they were demons and they were made into devotees. And yet there is that minute independence that always hangs. The sword of minute independence is always hanging on our heads. Moment we become little bit less careless, it's gone. We can lose. The Gurbani, the Granth Sahib says, Savdhan ekagar chit. One has to be very savdhan in their spiritual life. Material world, they don't take care. They take care only when there are some material benefit to look at. If some money is involved, something is involved, they will be very extra careful. But otherwise their lives, what are they doing materially? Nothing. They will eat, dance and dine and that's all. They say this is life. So they are not at all savdhan. They are only savdhan where they need something. They take care, precautions where their interest is involved, where they are getting something out of it. In spiritual life, everybody becomes very careless. oh, once we are chanting, Krishna will take care. Once we have taken initiation, Guru will take care. So, other day somebody asked me that if Guru takes away all our sins while at the Diksha ceremony we say, then why then all the distress, the pain is coming because of the sins we have committed? And now the sins have gone. So why we are getting any more pains now? Why we are in distress now once we are initiated? Why? But then we have, this will happen, there is a story, I wanted to do it in the evening, but it's a Jagannath story we can, there was the Raghudas. Raghudas is a devotee of Jagannath ji, and he lives in Puri. And it says that he had such a relationship with Jagannath ji that Jagannath would, as a boy, come and play with him. Because he was fully surrendered to Jagannath. He would always remember Jagannath. Once he made a garland for Jagannath ji, and he took it for Jagannath ji. But that garland had the banana stem in it. And the pujaris refused to offer to Jagannath ji. And they returned, they gave it back to Raghudas. Raghudas came to his hut where he lived, thatched roof hut, he had one. He lived in that. So he came back and he placed the garland before him, and he keeps on crying and crying and crying. Then why did he not take it? Why did he not accept it? And now in the temple, Jagannath ji is being decorated by the pujaris. He does not accept any flower. Whatever they place on him, it falls down. Now pujaris, they know it there, that if some offense is committed, Jagannath ji immediately reciprocates. It is there. There are so many leelas where Jagannath ji reciprocates. So he is reciprocating, he is not accepting any flower. The flowers are falling down. So now, in the dream, Jagannath ji comes to the pujari and says, why did you not accept that garland? And then the pujaris ran to his Raghunath's house and they take the garland, bring it back and put it on Jagannath ji. And Jagannath ji accepts all other flowers. Now this same boy, Raghudas, he falls sick. He has dysentery and then he is urinating and passing stool on the bed. Nobody wants to come near him. Nobody is coming. Then his best friend, that boy, comes to him. He says, don't worry, Raghudas, I will take care of you till you get well. I'll be here with you. I will serve you, I'll get the prasadam for you, and I will clean you also. So he would clean Raghudas, he would put the incense there that no foul smell would be there, and he would bring prasad for him, feed him, and then go back, then come back. Every day he was doing the service. Now Raghudas told him, one day Raghudas says, I know you are Jagannath. I know you come here to be with me. You are Jagannath. You can easily make me healthy in one moment. Why are you doing all this cleaning and helping me out with all this filth? You can do everything, I know. So why are you doing this? Then Jagannath ji reveals to him. He says, your karmas are there. I am helping you get out of those karmas. I cannot do that you get relieved in one go of your karmas. I am helping you to purify, to get purified. That is how Krishna helps us. That is how Guru helps us. That is what Diksha is. We will get the result of our past karmas. But when Guru is there, when Krishna is there, then immediately we get relieved because they protect us. That is why it says, हमारा दुख जो है वो राई के दाने के बराबर हो जाता है. Because we are under the shelter of the Guru and Krishna. The sins, whatever we have committed, the result will come, but the result will not touch us. They will help us to eradicate that. That's the story of Raghudas. It's there, you can read it for yourself. It says like this. So this is how the demonic qualities, the danger of getting into demonic qualities is always lurking. It's always there. Yes, I said there are only two categories, devotees or non-devotees. Categories तो वही रहेंगे. What you want to become at your heart, it is up to you. Then that is you are categorized. If you want to become a karmi, a pura karmi, a materialistic person, then you are asking for demonic qualities. Then Krishna pushes you to the category of the demons. But once you want to become a devotee and still you have some demonic qualities in you, Krishna will overlook those, improve you and bring you into the category of the devotees. Categories will remain two. Our intentions are going to define in which category we will be put. So where we want to be. Either we want to be a putana, so nobody wants to be a putana. Nobody wants to be a demon. So one should be, whatever garb we have, the devotee dress we have, so inside, outside we should be one. We should not have any fake qualities in us. So that is how. Thank you, Guruji, for your question. It's very good. Have you noticed?
All this looks like contradiction. Once somebody get the love of God like Raghunandan, he was, he had the prema of the Lord Jagannath. Once somebody comes on that platform, all the millions of life of karma will nullify.
Yes.
So how is he carrying? He was carrying on the karma.
Karma will remain. They remain whatever we have done.
Even Brahma Samhita, if somebody gets the love of Godhead, all the
Karmas are finished, but they have to take the pain. Srila Prabhupada, his karmas were all nullified, but yet the pain was there, but he doesn't feel the pain. We have many living examples here with us, many sannyasis.
Mention is there, so many other places that is explained in that way. The devotees are, they don't want to, they are free from karma, but still they want to show the examples to others.
That can be there. The pure devotees of the Lord, there is always this.
I mean, they don't want to be nullified, just want to remain with that and to carry on.
It's one thing we explain that way also. But yet, everything, because the devotees of the Lord, they are sent, they are special people. They are sent by the Lord. They are sent by the Lord and they take the suffering just to exhibit to us that they are also like us. Though they are not like us. Absolutely. But the stage of that is the purest of the devotee. We are just neophyte devotees. Prabhupada was exhibiting this for us. He was not in pain. He was not in pain. Though we thought, we are thinking he's giving the body, he's in pain. Yes, that's an example. That's absolutely correct.
Similarly, maybe Raghunandan also.
But yeah, they're the pure devotees of the Lord, of course. There are many stories like Karmabai, Raghunandan. They all are very pure. We cannot be like them. He's accepting from Karmabai. She's not taking bath even. But here we have so many regulations. You can't enter the deity kitchen unless you have taken the bath and you are exactly purified by taking bath and everything. You cannot go. You cannot just get up and cook for Krishna. So there are rules and regulations. And these devotees have, in their past lives, have crossed over all. They have been purified. But yet, Krishna, like yesterday's story itself, Krishna is serving the spiritual master. He doesn't need to have a spiritual master. And yet, when he appears before us in the human form, he does what we are doing to exhibit.
एक devotee का ये वास्तव में प्रेम का एक वो है स्वरूप है कि कितना भी उसको प्रॉब्लम होता है, but he never leaves the Krishna.
Yeah, that's what I said. Shikshashtakam ka.
Yeah, means he is suffering his karma, but
the karma is still not suffering, but yet the people around us, they will take it. Yes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the garb of a devotee. He doesn't need to exhibit everything, but he especially comes in the garb, the clothes of a devotee, to teach us that how you become as a devotee and how you serve the Supreme Lord. So when you are a devotee, what your bhav should be, how you should start your spiritual life. Cheto Darpanam Marjanam. And gradually he comes to the 8th verse where he says, that's Atma Nivedanam. You are offering yourself to Krishna. And offering means, Krishna kisi bhi haal mein rakhe, I am yours, Krishna. आप सुख दें, दुख दें, आप गले लगाएं, ना गले लगाएं, आप मुझे दर्शन ना दें, मुझे तकलीफ दें, दुख दें, पर मैं आपका हूँ, आप मेरे हैं, मैं आपका हूँ. And this is how it is.
That is sign of love.
That is sign of love. And that is how it will come. It will come. Bhava Bhakti is after the Raga. It says this Raganuga Bhakti will come after the Vaidhi Bhakti. So Vaidhi Bhakti is for us neophytes to follow the rules and regulations. We just can't say, Mera bhav hai, I'm just walking and doing everything. No. I have to purify myself. I have to follow the Vaidhi Bhakti, the rules and regulations, and then the Raganuga Bhakti will come. So Raganuga Bhakti is where you are totally Krishna's and Krishna is yours.
Also giving so many quotations from this Guru Granth Sahib, so it appears, it appears totally the Guru Granth Sahib is total Vaishnavism.
Yes,
that's full of Vaishnavism. But I'm seeing all the Sardar, all them doing all these things, they don't know that Krishna.
And I'm seeing all the Hindus not following his follow. It's the same way. It's absolutely the same way. If the Gurbani says, Veda Kateva Kahomat Juta Juta Jona Bichare. Never say the Vedas are lying or even the Katev, the Quran is lying. Only those are lying, those who are not following it. Those who are not trying to understand it. Veda Kateva Kahomat Juta Juta Jona Bichare. Those who don't ponder in these lines, those who don't go into the depth of these lines, they are the liars. They are actually the liars. So there is a lot of things to be said, that's why I wrote the book. And that is how all the Hindus, they don't come to ISKCON because they think we are separate and we talk in a larger scope, we talk much clearer than them. They are confused. We are not confused. Prabhupada has taken us above all confusion. The scriptures, the Srimad Bhagavatam purports, they have finished off us with confusion. We have no confusion. We are straightforwardly following the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what he said. But like other temples, they follow what they feel like. But we follow what Prabhupada has given, and Prabhupada has actually eradicated all the doubts in us. The Bhagavad Gita as it is, the Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran. The purports have erased all the doubts in us. So this is how it is. That the Sikhs, if they don't follow, because everybody does not go into the depth, they say we don't have time to understand, and what the preachers would give, they would take. And in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to find a personality like Srila Prabhupada. It's very difficult. It's almost impossible. Last 50 years, if you go into it, 60 years, you will not find a personality in Kali Yuga like Srila Prabhupada, who was so much focused on giving service to his spiritual master. So the Granth Sahib glorifies the Gurus. The Guru Sevete Thakur Jane. Guru Jaisa Nahi Ko Dev Jismastak Paag Sallata Se. There cannot be a demigod like Guru, like spiritual master. Spiritual master is, if we are very fortunate if we get into the shelter of the spiritual master. And Srila Prabhupada is the one who actually is the one who has given us our spiritual masters. So he has trained them, and then this is coming to us like a parampara. So it clearly says, Guru Sevete Thakur Jane. I've got many incidents, I've got many stories from the Granth Sahib also that clearly, I will just quickly say one which I spoke there in Kismu also, I believe, or I'm forgetting where I spoke. But it is, one story is there is the 7th Sikh Guru, is Guru Harkishan Sahib. He was named after Krishna. His name was Hari Krishna. And he became a Guru at the age of 5. And now the Mughal king in Delhi was very jealous of him. That how he is so popular, just a 5-year-old boy being a spiritual master for the Sikhs, he is so popular. And he called him to Delhi. Guru Harkishan Sahib was in Punjab, and he called him to come to Delhi. So as just a 5-year-old boy, he's coming with his congregation to Delhi to meet the emperor. And on the way there was a village. Now as Prabhuji said, and I said, there are many Hindus, they don't follow what Prabhupada says, they don't come to ISKCON. So likewise, there were smart Brahmins in that village. They were very jealous of the 5-year-old Guru. They said, your name is on Krishna. All the Sikh Gurus have their names as the Das of Krishna. The first, Guru Nanak Dev Ji comes, the second is Angad Dev Ji, the fifth Guru is briefly I will say Arjan. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji. So they are actually the Das of Krishna, it clearly says. Ram Das Ji, Amar Das Ji. All their names have Das behind them. Some have Das, some don't have, but they are in the service. They say Dasa Anudasa Nanaka Kahate. He says Dasa Anudasa Nanaka Kahate. So he was, the smart Brahmins there in the village, they were very jealous of this 5-year-old Guru. They said, you have kept your name is on Hari Krishna. Do you know the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita? They clearly asked him. So this Guru Harkishan Sahib said, okay, you come tomorrow morning and bring with you a person in your village who is the most illiterate one, who doesn't know how to speak, how to write. सबसे मूर्ख आदमी को you bring him. The most foolish person in your village. Bring him tomorrow to me. And they brought a person who did not know how to speak, what to speak. He was the most foolish one. He had never been to the Gurukul or Parshala. He didn't know anything. So when this person came and he sat in front of the Guruji, so Guru Harkishan Sahib touched his head with a little stick he had in his hand always. He touched his head with that forehead. As he touched it, That Murak Vyakti, that foolish man, illiterate person, started speaking the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita fluently. And everybody bowed down to Guruji's feet. So this is how a spiritual master, a guru is. He can make a foolish person even speak the Bhagavad Gita. What about him? He is the special representative of the Lord. So Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji passed away at the age of 7. At the age of 7, he left this planet. And there was, in Delhi, there were people who were suffering with smallpox at that time. So when he came to Delhi, people were suffering from smallpox and they were dying in numbers. So they came to, before the audience with Jahangir, people were in a lot of pain and suffering. They started visiting him, and that's another story where they came to him and they asked for him to bless them. And then he just with his stick, he touched the floor and there came a spring water. Till today we get the water there. That is, it says it's in the Bangla Gurdwara in the Connaught Place area. So he stayed in that bungalow. There was a bungalow of the Hindu minister of the emperor. So he was residing in that bungalow, and that is how the name Bangla Sand came. And there is the water, it says, it takes away all your diseases if you drink it with faith and sincerity. And this Bangla Sand is the place I was doing some research. In 1930, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave a lecture on Bhakti in this Bangla Sand Gurdwara. It's there. I was going through the scriptures and it came up, the Gaudiya Vaishnava scripture, it was written in 1930. He was here, 1929 or 30, when he came to inaugurate a mutt in Delhi. And he visited the Bangla Sand where he gave a lecture on Bhakti. So this is how it's so interconnected, so powerful it is. Hari Bol. So thank you everybody for joining in. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Mombasa ki jai.